Hello, and welcome to Not Movie Hacks. My name is Tyler.
And my name is Matt.
And today, we are about 3 weeks late. We're going to be reviewing Game of Thrones Season 7.
Yeah, but we're like 10 weeks late.
Yeah.
The episodes that we're reviewing.
Oh, yeah, we're going to be starting right at the beginning. So we're 2 months late, early July. So basically, we're just going to go through, hopefully scene by scene. Since it's been so long since we've seen it, our core views on the episodes haven't changed, but we might be a little not blind.
We might miss some of the details that happen because it's been so long.
That's what I'm trying to say.
But I'll just make the ranting more confusing and more fun.
It'll be more fun. So just backstory, I guess, on our Game of Thrones experience. I'll go first. I watched the shows. I've seen the show. I love up to season 4, and some of season 5 is good. Some of season 6 is okay, and season 7 is really, really bad. But I've read the first book, and I'm about 250 pages into the second book. Now, here you go, Game of Thrones wizard.
So I watched the first. I watched the first 3 seasons of Game of Thrones. And meanwhile, while I was watching them, I was reading the books, so that by season 4, I had finished all 5 books that had come out. I loved seasons 1 through 4. I thought, and 5, retrospect is good. Season 6, I really don't like anymore. In retrospect, I was okay with it for a while, but then I feel like it really lost steam towards the end. And season 7, we'll get into that. But I've read each of the books twice. I've read a lot of George R. Martin's short stories, so I'm not an expert on Game of Thrones or A Song of Ice and Fire, but I think I know more than a lot of other people might know.
The casual 30 million people who watch
who watch it on Sunday and go, "What happened last week? Oh, who cares? There's a dragon on the screen.
Well, it looks pretty. What happened to the direwolves?" No,
the drag direwolves. The dryer wolves.
I was not.
That might happen in season 8. Who knows?
Honestly, this show's so stupid that it might. Alright, so we're just gonna go through this episode of the podcast review thing, whatever format we call this. Will just be episodes 1 and 2 of the show, and then we'll have 2 episodes each time we record, and then the last episode will be our season 7, episode 7, and then full season whole review, just kind of recapping everything. Hopefully you guys like it. I mean, we both are Game of Thrones fans. In a nutshell, we should preface that because, spoiler, we're going to shit on this season a lot. There are occasionally good stuff.
Yes.
There are occasionally good stuff.
We appreciate the production design and everything that goes into it. We're going to shit on the writing for the most part. Not that we can do better jobs, just that we know that the showrunners have done better jobs in the past and that they've
They're lazy.
Fallen off.
It's fan servicey and lazy.
Yes.
But we should preface, we like Game of Thrones. Matt and I have sat and we watched, I think, 5 out of the 7 episodes together.
Yes.
And we enjoy sitting there and watching them together because we can make jokes and laugh at it. But the show overall is still somewhat enjoyable, even if it is inherently very, very stupid. So, again, we're going to miss some stuff, like I said. Yeah. And just to preface, we're sorry for any background noise. Again, we're in dorms. Paper-thin walls, paper-thin dorm.
Can't do anything about it.
There's nothing we can do about it. Also, if you guys haven't, and this is your first episode, check out our other videos. We have...
Please.
No, we have reviews on...
Mother. We have a review on It. And then we have a review on BoJack Horseman Season 4.
Yep. And, again, we're not going to have a schedule for any TV series. We're just going to put them out whenever we feel like it.
But you should check our description for upcoming movies we will be reviewing.
Absolutely. All right. So, episode 1 of Season 7 starts off with... Walder Frey is giving a speech to all the Freys. He has called them all back. We're already annoyed. He calls them all back, and he's like, "Hey, everyone, good job for everything." And then they all drink, and then they all die, and then it's Arya, who is just a maniac this season.
Well, I mean, when they're drinking, he says, "You did a good job murdering a pregnant woman." And then they all start to cough slowly, and you're like, "Oh, I get." Well, I mean, I picked up right from the start that the wine was obviously poison.
Yeah, I mean, Walder Frey died. We saw him last season.
By what poison was it, Tyler?
Oh God, it was the Strangler.
Yes, good job.
Thank you. It was the Strangler, and surprise, it's Arya. And
didn't see that one coming.
Didn't see that one coming, but I mean, we'll get into in other episodes our thoughts more in depth on Arya, but it was a very kind of jarring start.
Yes.
And it just, if you think about it, because I know you brought this up, half the people who die there aren't at the Red Wedding.
No, and yeah, it seems very foolish to just assume that everyone there was responsible for the Red Wedding.
Yeah.
And it's also portrayed as like oh man, Arya's getting revenge on these evil people. But it seems like people want to forget that Robb was originally supposed to marry one of Walder Frey's daughters or granddaughters. What's it going with this? And he ended up marrying Talissa Volantis instead. So he broke the vow they had. So the Freys were rightfully angry with Robb Stark, but that was only in season 3, so we kind of forgot about that one.
Yeah, and
then push that one aside. They're just the bad guys, and that Arya got revenge, and that's all that matters.
Yep, they're
all morally straight Arya.
Morally killing 100 people and
Yeah,
just not batting
with
an eye
poison.
and baking people in the pie.
The pies.
So I'm gonna go to you for book knowledge on this,
Okay.
because I'm still making my way through. But in the books, and at least in the shows we've seen so far, isn't the idea of like an arranged marriage very serious? It's not something you can break that easily. So,
no, it's not. So, I mean, obviously, some of the main characters were murdered because of an arranged marriage being broken.
Yes.
And actually, in season 2 and in book 2, when the Tyrells win the Battle of Blackwater for the Lannisters, when Loras offers Joffrey Marjorie's hand in marriage, he's like, I can't do that. I'm already sworn to marry Sansa Stark. And even though he's like a kind of psychopath, he's like, I'm not going to break a marriage vow. But then they need like the High Septon to break it, and they say, oh, well, she's the daughter of a traitor, so it doesn't count anyways. So I mean, marriage is something that's valued. So it's done ironically. Like George R. R. Martin isn't like obsessed with marriage or anything. He's clearly an atheist if you read any of his work. But it's done with a level of irony, but it's still important in this universe, and that shouldn't be forgotten.
So my point I was trying to make was although it sucks, Red Wedding, very, very jarring scene.
Yes.
It is kind of, you can look back and go, okay, I see why he did it.
Yeah, there was a lot,
And so the idea that, and this is where a lot of the issues of season 7 come in, is it's very good guys and bad guys now.
Yeah.
And Arya's a good guy, Frey's are bad guys. All Freys are bad guys, because clearly the entire Frey house, all the cousins and people who weren't even there are responsible, and they're all bad.
Yeah.
So, I completely forgot where I was going with this. So, what we're trying to say is the show has devolved into good and bad, and Arya is now going to kill a bunch of, in air quotes, bad people, and we're just going to cheer and blindly go, yeah! A lot of innocent men who weren't there have died.
And, like, it's not even like the showrunners are unaware that this is evil. Like, they do close-ups on her, like, having, like, seizures when she murders people. Like...
When she's slitting the wall face at the end of season 6, she's just like, oh...
Yeah, so, like, there's all this recognition of what she's doing is bad, but they don't capitalize on this at all. Like, then the next scene with Ed Sheeran, she's like, she's just a normal fucking human. It's like, logically, she should have murdered all of them. They should have built up, like, oh, I have a family, blah, 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 and then she should have just murdered them.
Like, they even make the point of her cutting to her sword, and she looks at it and she's like, I could kill all these people right now. But that would be our next, I don't think that was our... Oh, yeah, that was our next scene.
Really?
Yeah, it was immediately right after. This was all in one scene. So, I believe it was, at least. I mean, it's all Arya.
Well, like, they played the theme song right after all the Freys got murdered.
And then I think it was still Arya, right? Or something like that. Okay, so even if it's out of order, we're sorry.
Yeah.
But
we'll get to all the scenes.
We'll get to all the scenes. So yeah. Show starts off very jarringly, because if you take a second and look back, you're like, didn't she just murder a bunch of innocent people? Or, in at least the world's view, innocent people who weren't involved with the Red Wedding, and then we just all clapped, or the masses.
Yeah.
Oh, we're also, if you're a big, like, just show watcher, we're sorry if we assault you in any way, but you are part of the masses.
Yeah, I mean, we're stupid college students.
Yeah.
We don't have jobs or anything.
We don't have jobs or
so,
anything.
I mean, when we call you the unwatched masses, we're just... We don't...
It's ironic.
We're not, it's ironic. We're not, like, we understand that, like, our lives are pretty easy.
Yeah, we not everyone has the free time that we have to read...
to criticize this and read the books twice like me.
So... Oh, God, this is going to be awful. So everyone claps, and everyone's like, yeah, we got revenge. And then she runs into a bunch of normal Lannister soldiers,
just
and then
regular
Ed Sheeran,
soldiers.
and who people shat on him a lot for that. Like he deleted his Twitter because he got so
Yeah.
much hate, which I don't really get. He was fine. I mean,
I don't really get how there's so many writing inconsistencies with the show. Then everyone freaks out because Ed Sheeran made an appearance. It's like, who cares?
He's a big Game of Thrones fan too. He loves the show, and he's like,
let him be in. Who cares?
Yeah.
If it's just a brief cameo, it was just one scene.
And it wasn't a scene that's terrible,
No.
neither. You actually see like it's one of the few times we get in the season where people just kind of sit and talk,
they
and
didn't
it's
highlight
nice.
he wasn't given like a lot of lines. He just sang. He sang
Like,
he sang a song that's from the books.
and then he's like, I mean, we're all probably gonna, didn't he say like, we're all gonna die probably? I mean, like, what was his line? He said something about dying. Someone said something about dying. Don't give me that blank look.
Well, I mean, there's this one, the black-haired soldier was saying that like he was glad he had a daughter because daughters would stay and take care of him when he got really old.
That's what I was
and
thinking.
sons would want to leave and go out to battle and find glory.
Yeah, so it's actually probably one of the best scenes in the entire episode is that one little encounter, because then it harkens back to what made Game of Thrones so amazing was dialogue and encounters in the first 4 seasons. So then we get Arya stuff. We don't like Arya's probably the worst character.
Yeah, Arya is definitely the most frustrating character
in the entire season, and we'll get to more and more as the episode.
I was begging for her to die this season.
I was really,
and I like Arya in every previous season.
Yeah, she's really well done previous season, except for the end of season 6. And basically, like halfway through season 6, and then she just got the shit. Something happened. I don't know. So yeah, we don't like Arya. We should preface that now. So then, next scene is for a shot and for everything. The map is painted on the floor of the keep.
It's just a courtyard.
It's just
the Red Keep is where the throne. The Red Keep is like the building where the throne room is.
Oh, so it's not like
it's not like one particular area.
Oh, okay.
I think that's the case.
Okay, well, so I'll keep talking. You can look it up if you want. So Cersei and Jaime, they have a discussion, and everyone like theorizes shit where she's standing and everything, and they talk about how Cersei has enemies everywhere, and it's kind of very basic. There's nothing really to it. Jaime's like, we're not gonna win this, and Cersei's like, we can. We're good. I got this. And then probably the most fun character in the season, even though they didn't use him. The next scene is when Euron shows up.
Oh, Euron is the man. I hated him in season 6 because they turned like in the books he's this pirate that was banished by Balon, the Lord of the Iron Islands, and he goes. So apparently he goes around the world and to Karth, and apparently he survived going through Valyria. Grabbed a horn that he claims can that can subjugate dragons, and they blow it. He blows it during the Kingsmoot in book 4, and like everyone just immediately thinks he's the man, and it's more complicated than how I'm describing it. But he's just like this he's just like this adventurer and this really heartless person that's just shrouded in mystery, because you don't know if he's somebody who pushes Balon off the bridge in the book or the show. But in the show, you obviously see him do it.
Yep. So Euron is probably the most fun. I mean, you said there's behind the scenes where he's just running around. He's having the time of his life. But Euron shows up. He kind of insults Jaime. Says he's gonna give a gift to Cersei, and then leaves. And then that's the end of that scene. So Euron is one of the most compelling. Are you gonna still look that up? Should we wait?
The Red Keep is the castle.
Okay.
So I was right.
Okay, you're right.
Yeah.
So Euron, and he's like, I'm gonna give you a gift, and then he leaves, and Euron just looks like he's having the time of his life, and he's probably the most interesting character of the season. He's definitely but he's
where
very,
everyone is like depressed and like serious and solemn and is all honor focused, and this is my right, and he's just like, I'm just gonna murder people.
I mean, he's like, it's fun.
Yeah.
So he's definitely just the most fun character. He's a sigh of
still underwhelming compared to how he is in the books, because he doesn't really have that shroud of mystery that he has in the books, but definitely the highlight of this season.
He looks like he dressed from Hot Topic, if you remember, like very tight jeans it looked like, and
I didn't mind that.
I didn't mind it either, but a lot of people
were pointing it out when I was like, I don't care.
Yeah, it was like, it looks fine.
That looked cool.
So then we go to Winterfell, and and Jon and Sansa, they talk about how Umbark's Umbers and Karstarks, how they served Lord Ramsay, the Boltons, during the Battle of the Bastards, as apparently it's known now in the show. We'll get to that. And they disagree about forgiving them for their father's sins or whatever, and they knight the kids. And then Littlefinger is like lurking around a corner, and Littlefinger has devolved into like a creepy.
He's Wormtongue.
He's Wormtongue.
You know the creepy guy from Lord of the Rings who's
Oh
who's
yeah, yeah. He's like, oh fuck, I know what you're talking. I know what you're talking.
Yeah.
Like, but
he's an Alien Resurrection though. He's an Alien Resurrection.
Is he
too.
really?
And he's like, I think he like kisses an alien. It's pretty amazing.
It's a great movie. I should see it. I should.
No,
watch
you
it.
should definitely not watch it because it's
watch it.
awful.
So Littlefinger, I mean, he's the biggest wasted of anything.
Yeah,
in the show.
especially because he was always so interesting in the previous seasons.
And then he's just divulged into
Yes.
he like spoilers for the entire season. I mean, if you're 30 million people and you're watching this, you clearly like Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
But
if you're seeking out this video,
yeah, then you're clear like
Yes.
Game of Thrones. But Littlefinger always has a plan.
Yes.
And this season, he doesn't have a plan for some reason. I mean, in previous seasons, you always feel like even if he doesn't appear to be in control, he has a way to take control and like undermine and.
his whole thing is that no one expects him of being a threat.
Yeah.
But then he always is, like, especially in the books, like everyone loves Littlefinger. Like in the show, like people kind of like hate. Like, everyone's like, oh, he's just a rat. Like, ugh. But like in the book, but like it's like the same conclusion of it. Neither the book characters who think he's the man, don't view him as a threat, or the show characters think he's just like a creepy dude.
Yeah.
Think he's a threat because even though he is.
I mean, people whenever he comes on screen, they go boo,
Yeah.
boo, Littlefinger.
Boo. He's only one character trait, and that's pervert. Look at that mustache.
So yeah, Littlefinger's big wasted potential. So that scene over. We're done with Winterfell, and then we get to just the biggest question mark of the season, and Bran gets to the wall, and Bran's just there, and I don't know if it was like, because the director or the actor said he's like a computer getting thousands of years of information at once, so of course he'd be detached, but he's still a really shit actor, and it's a really shit performance, because he's just so, it just doesn't work. Like, no, like even if he was going for someone who's detached and felt like kind of like a god complex,
yeah,
it still doesn't work.
And also it doesn't help the fact that he only knows information when it's
important.
When it's important for the plot.
Yeah, he never stops and goes, hey, I know all of this stuff.
Yeah.
They always wait to go to him.
Yeah.
Or whenever it's important. So Bran is basically written off as is Deus Machina? Is that what it is? He's Deus Machina this season. And then we get to the best scene in the episode, and it's the Citadel montage where Sam cleans shit for about a solid 5 minutes.
Oh my god.
It was I think it was a little exaggerating. It was like 2-3 minutes of a shit cleaning montage, and it was magical.
The thing that's most frustrating about it is that, like, Sam looks forward to going to the Citadel. Like, he wanted to be a maester, but his father Randall was like, oh, I don't want one of my sons to wear a chain and to serve someone else, so that's why he was sent to the wall. Well, he was sent to the wall because Randall didn't think he was man enough, which he really wasn't, to be lord of Highhorn. No, that's Highgarden. What the hell?
No.
What's the name of the tower?
What the fuck? We're going back to the phone. Again, we haven't seen the show in a while, but our thoughts still remain the same. What is it?
No, Highgarden.
Highgarden.
Something Horn.
So Sam's montage, I'll just talk while he's going, is he cleans shit, and then he's...
Hornhill!
Hornhill, woo!
Damn it.
So he cleans shit, and then it's supposed to be for comedic effect, but you're like, this is kind of...
Yeah, but back to my point was that, like, he's looking forward to going to the Citadel. That's his thing. Like, he reads books. That's what he did at the Watch after he got back from the Great Northern raid into against the wildlings. When he comes back, he spends all of his time reading books in the library trying to find out information about the White Walkers, and he's like supposed to go, oh, we're going to Citadel, there's going to be so much information there, and you're going to learn how to defeat the White Walkers, and then he gets there, we don't get to see any of his classes, and he barely anything about him learning things, talking to his teachers, a little more like giving him different insights on the way the world works. It's just him being miserable, and it's frustrating because it could have been a very interesting part of the show.
So it's basically, that kind of summarizes a big issue with the season, is there's just so much wasted stuff.
Yes.
There's so much better stuff they can be doing, and we'll eventually get to it over time, but this is a perfect example. We could have had a 2-3 minute important dialogue scene. Instead, we get a 2-3 minute montage of Sam cleaning shit, and it's supposed to be funny.
Yeah.
It's supposed to bring some, levity to this, dark and somber show, but...
Yeah, because wasn't, right before, a shot of, White Walkers, of, whites just walking... Because there was definitely one random shot of whites just walking.
I think
along,
it probably
and
was.
then you see a giant white.
I think that probably at some point in that, but it just summarizes they waste so much screen time on just the wrong stuff, and that was one of them. So then he figures out they have Dragon Glass at Dragonstone, and this will.
Even though he knew that in season 5.
Yeah, even though didn't everyone know that?
No, I think he talked to Stannis about it. And they were talking about how there's dragon glass all underneath.
And then he forgets.
Underneath Dragonstone, but...
Well, seasons 1 through 6
but
don't
Stannis
matter.
was an old man, he was boring. He wasn't young and attractive like Daenerys or Jon Snow.
He's dead.
He
died off screen with a great character. So then we...
Still have the books, though.
Still... Is he?
Yeah.
Or... I thought it was... Never mind. It was... I haven't
the battle between him and Ramsay hasn't happened yet.
Oh, yeah, they're very far behind. The catch-up books, George R. R. Martin slacking. Yeah. So then we get to the Hound. He meets up with the band of brothers, or the two of them.
Brotherhood Without Banners.
Brotherhood Without... When I say Band of Brothers... Isn't that a HBO show?
Band of Brothers, yeah. It's an HBO show.
Oh. It's basically the same thing.
Yeah.
So, Brotherhood Without Banners. I have a band is Missing Brothers for some reason on here.
Because you want to be clever.
I want to be clever.
I'm a show watcher, but I can be clever too.
I can be clever,
and then it just failed.
But the large number of Brotherhood Without Banners.
More like the Brotherhood Missing Banners.
Damn it!
I mean, that let him up on the spot.
Yeah, you're good. You took my missing part, though. Alright, okay. So they meet up with two of them. I don't know where... No one knows where any of them went. The show writers don't talk about it. The Hound meets up with them. They make cock jokes.
They met up in season 6.
They met up in season 6?
Yeah, remember when
Oh yeah, you see the Hound's penis.
Yeah. Yep. No, remember when he meets the guy from Deadwood. What's his name? The old dude, the old man. He slept in Maribald in the books. That's how I know him. But he.
The Hound is doing the grave digger stuff.
Yeah, the grave digger thing.
And then
some rogue Brother Without Banners. One is
a faction of them.
Yeah, a faction of them. They're talking about the Lord of Light, and you immediately think, Lady Stoneheart, because Lady Stoneheart was in theory risen from the dead by R'hllor, because Beric Dondarrion, in theory, gave a spirit to her, and then she was resurrected from the dead. She's like, maybe Lady Stoneheart. Oh, no, they're just some rogue guys.
Nope, and they kill him, and then that's a bunch missing. But then you see the Hound's penis, and it makes up for all of it. That's season 6.
And they hang him, and that's when Beric and Thoros are reintroduced.
So if you can't tell, I'm like a half casual.
He's pretty casual.
I'm pretty casual. I'm like a quarter.
He's like 3/4 casual.
I'll take it. So yep, and then they go back to the call back to season. What was the season? Was Hound?
4.
Season 4
with the kids.
With the kid and the farmer.
And the father.
And then you're just like, oh, that's cool. I guess they do recognize that other seasons happened.
Yes.
And then they light a fire, and the Hound sees visions of an Arrowhead Mountain, and he's like, I gotta go there. Past the wall. And so now they're all going to the wall. So then now all of them will meet, so all plot lines are converging, and that's great. And then Dany and Tyrion and their entire posse make it to Dragonstone.
The posse of good guys.
The posse of now good guys.
Including Tyrion, who's just the greatest.
The moral man.
Most...
Oh yeah, we like Preston Jacobs, by the way.
Yes, we do.
The most moral man in the universe.
Yes. Yeah.
According to Preston Jacobs.
Even though he's not.
Even though he's not. And then Varys is there too, even though he's very, very...
He's and all of his mystique is gone.
All of his mystique... Varys. He's not even in the season that much. He's like maybe 10 lines.
Considering that he was so interesting in the previous season, always scheming and always having scenes with the Queen of Thorns and scenes with Littlefinger, scenes with Oberyn Martell. They always found interesting things to do with him. And then this season, he has exposition for Daenerys, so the plot can move along.
And that's it. And we should they'll touch on this. This will happen more in the later episodes. I know people try to justify it, but world jumping. World jumping is a big fucking thing in this season. people.
It's awful, especially considering the show is like, we don't have enough material to talk about to justify 10 episodes.
You absolutely do. You don't have enough money to quit paying these people, so they have to kill
They have
them.
enough money, they just want to keep more of the money.
Yeah.
And also, they're obviously sick of writing Game of Thrones.
Yeah, so, because now they're focused on their Civil
They
War
gotta
show.
watch their Confederate show that's totally gonna be,
Amazing.
SJW approved.
Oh, yeah. But, so, yep, make it to Dragonstone, and Peter Dinklage gets his easiest paycheck ever. He doesn't even say a line, he just walks. And then Danny says, well, let the games begin.
Shall we begin?
Shall we begin? It doesn't matter. None of it matters. And then you cuts, and then you're like, oh shit!
Oh, awesome! You really don't say a single word walking up to Dragonstone.
Nope. And Dragonstone's apparently abandoned, even though it's a major
even
castle.
Though it's right next to King's Landing, and even like a force of 20 men could probably hold off Daenerys' fleet for a decent period of time.
Yeah, and it's never established. It's apparently abandoned because Stannis left it. So it doesn't really make any sense. And we'll talk about...
Stannis was like, you know what, I'm totally going to bank on this one suicide made Winterfell.
And he abandoned
I'm not going to leave any forces.
And abandoned it. And now we got nothing, and now her base of operations is right next to King's Landing, and that'll be an issue we'll talk about more. So that was episode 1. Thoughts? Nothing really happens. Nothing of importance happens. I mean, you get Arya killing some Freys, and that's it. I mean...
You get Ed Sheeran.
Ed Sheeran, he's kind of cool. That dude is very, very white. In red, I don't know. So, there's that. That was episode 1.
It's so funny to listen to his songs about, like, him having sex and everything. It's like, I can't imagine him.
You can't imagine him doing it all, no. You're just like,
He's like, you look like a teddy bear.
But apparently he gets lots, because he's rich and white and successful.
Yep.
So yeah. So, that was episode 1. Not a lot of stuff happens. There's not a lot to talk about. It's episode 1 of every season, there isn't really much. It's just getting us introduced to the characters.
Yeah, every season premiere is always a little bit... airs a little bit on the slow side. This one was just more frustrating because of poor writing.
Alright, so now we're going to get on to episode 2. So, episode 2 starts with... Alright, we're already jumping into it. Episode 2 starts with Dany and her posse of good guys starting... They're, like, looking at Dragonstone, they're doing stuff, and then Dany all of a sudden turns to Varys and is like, I don't trust you. And he's like, no, I swear, I serve the realm. I love you. And then she's like, okay. But
I don't remember what Varys said.
He's just like, I think, because I know you told me about this in the books, but his like loyalty is always like, who's he actually serve in the books? And in the show, they're like, no, he's like, genuinely, he's like, I serve the realm. I just want the best for everything.
Yeah, and in the books, it's spoiler for the books, I guess. It seems...
Well, this is very spoiler heavy, we don't care.
Yeah, it's very highly suggested that Varys is serving Aegon, the son of Rhaegar Targaryen, and not another Aegon, which we'll be getting to in later episodes, but Aegon, not Begon, not Pontifex Maximus or Frodo or Luke Skywalker. They're another Aegon who was actually interesting.
No one who casually watches this show clicked off. Everyone's like, God damn it.
Yeah. Where was I going with this? So he's not like this good, like, when he says, even the book says, I serve for the realm, it's like, in his opinion, he serves for the best of the realm. It's not, he's like, objectively, like, he does the math, he's like, oh, well, this will be the best thing for the realm. That's not how it works.
No, but in this one, he's just like, I serve the realm, I serve whatever's best, and he thinks Daenerys is best, but she doesn't trust him. If she's just immediately, even though everyone in the show's like, I will never trust you, she's like, and even Tyrion is there, and Tyrion, multiple times in the books and in the show, says, I don't trust you. No one should ever trust you. And then he's okay with her. Yeah. He's okay with him, and he doesn't have... There's no, like, seated doubt. There's nothing.
Especially when Varys testified against him in Season 4.
Oh, yeah.
So
there's
why he trusts Varys in the first place.
And everyone's just like... And Daenerys is like, alright, well, if you betray me, I'm going to feed you to dragon. And he's like, alright, cool. Even though it's not in characters, and that's one of the last significant
But it's okay
scenes.
because they brought it up, so therefore...
Oh, they brought it up, yeah. Conflict's all resolved, yeah. But, nope, it's, that's his most significant scene of the season, I think.
Is that his only scene in the season?
It's one of them. It's very, very few.
Then you see him walking in the season finale.
Yeah.
There's Varys.
Yep, so that was a start, and then we go back to Winterfell.
Yeah.
And Jon gets a letter from... Matt, no, don't blow your brains out. We have to make it through all 7 episodes. So, we get a letter from Jon, or Dany sends a letter to Jon, sorry, and all the Northerners are like, don't do it. We don't trust her. And then Sansa's like, I'm gonna cause conflict for no reason. Don't do it. And Jon's like, I'm gonna do it. We need Dragonglass. And then it's just more seated doubt that won't go anywhere, or doesn't do anything, or doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, they're like I was getting excited early on because I thought that Sansa was gonna betray Jon and like close off Winterfell, so he like wouldn't have anywhere to go.
Yeah.
Because he like doesn't he say in the season premiere that like, oh, Cersei wasn't wrong about everything.
I believe he does.
Yeah. No. Sansa says it. Sansa says Cersei wasn't wrong about everything.
Oh no. She like praises.
I learned something.
Yeah. She praises
you
Cersei's
think
methods.
That, just not turn evil like Cersei is, but she like, might be looking out for herself more than anyone else.
But no, it doesn't. It's
or even like Littlefinger's influence might even be like, oh, Jon Snow.
To give Littlefinger some importance, he can take over Winterfell and eventually take over the North.
Have Littlefinger try to
take over the North.
Have Winterfell be ruled by Littlefinger and Sansa as like a unit, as like a well-working unit.
To have Littlefinger have a purpose, but no, they just none of the stuff they set up between Sansa and Jon, Sansa and Littlefinger. Jon and Littlefinger, even none of it goes anywhere.
No,
I don't even think after episode 1, Jon and Littlefinger don't have an interaction. I believe. Episode 2. Sorry,
say in the crypts.
Yep, and then that's it, and then we'll get to that. But no, it's just more potentially like this is one of those things that I'm really surprised no one stepped back when they're writing it and went, we could do this better. It's just everything feels like a first draft. Like they first went through everything and went, this should be fine. Well, like, people just like the dragons.
Yeah.
So then we get to, it's Hornhill, right?
Yeah.
Yep, Cersei and Jaime, they try to enlist Randall and Dickon.
Well, it's not at Hornhill, it's at King's
Landing. No, I'm just saying, I'm trying to remember
the
houses, but, Randall and Dickon, Tarley, they come to, King's Landing, and they try to enlist, and then Cersei uses, like, not shaming, but, like, she says that Daenerys is a foreigner, and Dothraki will rape and kill everyone.
Well, and Randall's hesitation is that he swore loyalty to
Highgarden,
to the House of Tyrell, and says, "Well, I'm your queen." But it's pretty clear that Randall isn't loyal to, like, he'll betray Highgarden. His the only reason why he's being hard to get is because he wants something more out of it than. Like what he wants, like a better offer.
Yep, and then Jaime says he's like, "I'll give you Highgarden if you serve as my right hand man," and it works. And Dickon's the best character in the season. Dickon loved him. Yeah. What a man. So that's really it. That's all we. I believe that's all we see of King's Landing in the episode.
Yes.
So now Jaime has potentially one of the best generals left in Westeros.
Is it the best? Indisputably the best general.
Okay,
he's the only person to beat Robert Baratheon during Robert's Rebellion.
Really?
The only person to have a victory over the rebels.
All right, so we have the two. Jamie's pretty good too. Jaime up there, yeah.
Jaime, he's not a good general. All
right, I'm sitting. Let's do this.
So in the books, it's supposed to be ironic because Jaime is like Tywin's heir. Like he looks like Tywin's heir. He's good with his sword, but despite his Kingslayer like reputation, he's not like a murderer. Tyrion is Tywin's son. He's the one who brings the chains up and then shoots wildfire into thousands of ships.
Mm-hmm.
I think that hundreds of ships, killing thousands of
people.
people.
No, don't you mean Tyrion's the son of the Mad King?
He's the merciless one. He's the one who's willing to go the extra mile to win. Jaime, during the Siege of Everrun, goes for the peaceful option. He basically threatens Edmure to lift the siege.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that. So there's that like parallel.
So is that like kind of irony in the books?
Yeah, is that Jaime's the merciful one. He's probably more like, we never get to meet Joanna Lannister, who's Tywin's wife, but it seems like Cersei and Tyrion are Tywin's kids, and possibly Jaime is Joanna's.
Mm-hmm.
Is more like Joanna.
Okay. All right. So yep, that's.
Jaime still push the kid out of a window.
Oh, he still pushes for love.
But he's not. The funny thing is that he's not as bad as Tyrion.
Nope, and Tyrion's the most moral man in the universe.
Yeah.
So, so then we go to the Citadel again, where we're back with Jorah. And Jorah got to the Citadel, and He's alive, and he has like 10 to 20 years with grayscale, but he'll go insane.
He had to film a movie.
Was that really?
Yeah,
he filmed Resident Evil. Yep.
Yeah.
So they
like he has grayscale.
Yep. So he has grayscale. He's in a little thing, and then Sam's like, "Oh shit, I'm gonna try to cure that," and then so we cut away from that, and then we get to Alaria and the Sand Snakes and Dorn and Highgarden too. Was Highgarden at Dragonstone?
Yeah, the Queen of Thorns was there.
Yep, so Elena was there, and they're all talking with Danny. And one little thing I brought up was, because we'll get to this is a little fast-forwarding, but in episode 7 of this season, Tyrion said, I loved Marcella and Tommen, or whatever.
Yeah.
And then, but Ilaria killed Marcella, and openly. It's, like, very common, accepted knowledge that she did that. And they're in a scene together, and I think it's mentioned once, and that's it. But they mentioned it.
They brought it up. So
conflict resolved. Yep, and, also, Davos is there too, and Davos and Tyrion.
And Tyrion killed Davos' son multiple sons during the Battle of Blackwater.
And that's
brought up later.
And
it's just like you killed my son. Huh? Yeah. It's more like a quip.
Oh wait, Davos is not there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
and then they do see each other later. But you're right in that.
Yeah. They do. That is brought up, but nope. This little conflict that should have been in the older seasons would have been this massive conflict.
Yeah.
Is never brought up again. And then that's it. But then we cut away to Missandei and Grey Worm having a sex scene. And this is again, like, what the hell were the writers doing? It's like a 5-minute scene. In 5 minutes,
there's nothing else more interesting.
There's nothing
that they could have done.
Yeah, they could have had conflict. They could have extended that last scene out and had conflict. But instead, we get character development. Except it's not.
It's not. It's just. It's payoff for some plot they added because they didn't know what to do.
The actress, Missandei, who plays Missandei, still the nudity clause left in there. They forgot to take it out, and they're like, we're going to use it. We haven't had boobs in a while in Game of Thrones.
Oh, really? Is she suing HBO or something?
No. But that's just like, why else would they have that? Like, why would they...
They just want to show some...
They want to show some Missandei butt and boobs, I'm pretty sure. But, there's no other point to that. Missandei and Grey Worm have sex.
It's not like anyone was like invested. It's not like anyone's like, I'm gonna watch this because I want to know what happens with this this awesome love story.
And nope. And then
for the modern ages.
And then they're basically gone for the rest of the season. They get like one more scene each, and that's about it. And then we get back to Citadel, where Sam tries to cure Jorah in a scene that's really overly graphic.
I loved it.
It's a well done scene, but it's more, at least what I thought was just shock for shock purposes. And, again, it was one of those things where it didn't feel needed or added. It felt kind of pointless. Because it's another 5-minute scene where he's, like, ripping the grayscale off.
Yeah. I didn't like how Sam put his face, like, right next to Jorah's body. It's like say, like, some pus could, like, just squirt out. Right?
And then he has grayscale, and then Sam dies in the Citadel.
Put it on his face, so it would just suffocate him, like, within probably, like, weeks.
Yep, and then, that's left. That will be figured out next episode what happens with that. Yeah. But Sam cures Jorah. Sam kills the grayscale. Kills the grayscale, and
spoiler alert.
And then so that's that. And then we cut back to Arya, and she has a reunion with Hot Pie. And then I only include this, even though it's a very minuscule scene. I include this because Hot Pie calls it the Battle of the Bastards, and this has been brought up before. But it wouldn't be called the Battle of the Bastards. That would not be something that it'd be in the world. It'd be the Battle of Winterfell, or the battle between the Battle of the North or whatever.
Well,
Battle for the North.
There was already a Battle of Winterfell.
Yeah, but why would it matter? Why?
Well, they're not gonna call it the Battle of Winterfell too.
Dude, that'd be awesome though.
They wouldn't call. I'm okay with them calling the Battle of the Bastards.
I don't know. It just
because how many special instances are there where there are two bastards fighting for Winterfell?
See, I don't have a massive issue with this. It's just something that seems weird.
You just write it online and you're like, I have a problem with this. Because I'm a show watcher.
I'm a casual.
Yeah, next question. Honestly, why would you bring this up? That was so stupid.
Because Hot Pie's back in it and Hot Pie...
that problem... The problem with the scene is that, Arya is... I just yelled.
The problem with the scene...
the problem with the scene is that Arya is acting...
level.
Arya... Okay. Sorry, headphone users. Again, all three of you. Arya is acting so, detached. And, Hot Pie is noticing this. And it's she's detached, She's real messed up in the head because all the killing she's doing. And it's like, no, not really.
Nope, she's fine.
Yeah.
No, Arya is a really, like, messed up character, and they never bring it up, and she's the hero.
She should be a messed up character. I'm not sure if she's messed up, though.
She's not. They would have brought it up.
Yeah.
There would have been conflict. So then we get back to the North, and Jon makes the decision as the King of the North that they all elected, and, like, all the houses were like, King of the North, like, a month ago. I'm pretty sure it was a month ago.
And now they're already plotting to betray
They're already plotting. They were like, we like Sansa more. But he's like,
I like Sansa more. I would have been part of that.
I know you would. Because you think she's attractive.
No, because it's more interesting.
She's not.
Sansa? Yeah, it'd be so interesting if she was plotting.
Jon has sex with his aunt. Isn't that interesting?
No, it's fan service. Because fans don't like, casual fans don't like Sansa. Her story requires her to be the leader of Winterfell. Because she's been beaten down every season past, yes. And it would have made sense for her.
I think it's just wasted potential.
Is she an attractive woman? Yes, she is. And you think she's attractive too. Don't try to lie, because she is. Oh, I have a girlfriend, so I can't cut off my penis in every other circumstance. Look at me, I'm Tyler. Anyways, she's...
Jesus. Ouch.
So, the plot requires her to become queen because of all the like the obstacles she's been dealing with, and that, you know, she's not a bland character. She's not like, she's starting to understand Cersei's point of view. She manipulated the Lords of the Vale when they asked her what happened to Lysa Arryn. She lied to them for Littlefinger.
Oh, yeah.
So, it's okay to not make things perfect, like to be perfectly cut. Like, oh, she earned it because she was great. It's like, no, she should have earned it because she was, like, scheming and manipulative. And then, after she got the power, she could have killed Littlefinger.
But that's not at all in the show. Like, you have some of the stuff, yeah, of course she lied, but none of that's a build-up to any of this. It's just...
I wanted... No, the build-up's there.
Yeah, but there's no payoff. There's no payoff, yeah. This season, there's nothing in this season. Like, the stuff is there.
Yeah.
Is what... Sorry, I was trying to say that.
What are you arguing about?
I don't know.
Because you just want Jon Snow to be Jesus Christ.
He probably is going to be.
The chosen one.
He probably is going to be.
He was risen from the dead, so you know.
Yeah, okay, so, yep, he goes to, he's like, I'm going to go meet Daenerys to get Dragonglass, whatever. And then everyone's like, no, don't do it. And then Sansa is like, yeah, you shouldn't do it, it's not smart. And then everyone's like, you should be queen of the North. And everyone's like, a few people are like, yeah. And then Jon goes to the crypts and is looking at people. I think that...
He's looking at...
He? She?
He.
Yeah, he said she.
I was thinking of the scene where, season 5, where Sansa and Littlefinger were in the crypts.
Oh.
They're talking about, Lyanna. So it's basically the same scene.
It's basically the same scene, yeah.
Except, except for some reason Littlefinger is, like, talking about how beautiful Catelyn was.
And then how beautiful Sansa is.
And how beautiful Sansa is.
And then Jon's like...
And then Jon so rightfully, like, starts choking him out. And it's like...
He's like, what the fuck? Jon turned around, he's like, what the fuck? And just push him against the wall.
Why are you telling me this?
He's like, I want to know any of this. He's like, you're not smart. Why are you telling me this? I can kill you right now.
I'm smarter than you.
Yeah, he's like, I have a sword. You don't. And then... Because Littlefinger, again, he doesn't have a plan. He's just like, he's just
pissing people off. He's just pissing people off.
He's like, he's getting a laugh out of this. He's like, I'll be fine.
Yeah. I'm indestructible now.
Yeah, and then the scene ends. And you're
yeah, and then you're like...
you're like, okay. And then Arya reunites with Nymeria, and that's where all the budget for Ghost went. So when... that's where all Ghost went. So Ghost is gone. Is Ghost even in the season?
I don't think so.
I don't think he's in
I don't think Ghost in the season at all.
That's where Ghost went. If you're wondering what happened with Ghost.
Ghost is left behind the wall. And no one knows.
Oh yeah, Ghost... What if Ghost ran to Eastwatch at the end of episode 7 and blew up?
No, everyone can fast travel except for Ghost.
Wait.
Everyone can fast travel.
Oh,
except for Ghost.
He takes his Dragonstone and they're all the way back to Winterfell. He's like, damn it! And his turn. Oh god. So Ghost is stuck running between places.
Ghost is an NPC.
He always sees the dragon like zooming by like a fighter jet. He's like,
he just rolls his eyes.
And then eventually he gets to almost there, and then you see him flying back.
I want to see that story.
That'd be funny. That'd be really interesting. Oh god, sorry, audio listeners. So then, yep, Arya and Ghost Budget have a discussion, and then not a discussion.
Arya in the budget.
yeah. Arya and the Ghost Budget, yeah.
Like, alright, wrap it up. We
running out
of water for that.
We have to keep for the dragons. and then they have like a really pointless.
It's like and like it lasts like the last few seconds, like it's like a puppet.
Oh yeah, she's doing shit.
It's like.
Oh no!
I have to go now.
It's
a Muppet.
So it's not. They actually talk Kermit because Kermit's green. Like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay, so Arya and Ghost's budget. They have a really pointless scene. I've made that joke like 4 times now. They have a scene.
I like Ghost so much. I can't believe they got rid of him.
Okay, we got. Whew. So they have a scene where Arya is just like, "I'm sorry," and then they all run away, and you're like, "What the hell was that?" Another wasted scene. And then actually, probably one of the best scenes of the entire season is Euron surprises Theon and Yara. Euron completely takes out their fleet, kills the Dorne plot. And,
there wasn't. The Dorne plot was killed in season 6 premiere.
Okay, yeah, you're true. Kills the remaining Dorne plot, the Scragglers, and then
Stragglers.
The Stragglers?
Scragglers.
Is that a Pokemon? I think it's a Pokemon.
That'd be sad if it was.
And I think it is. I think it's a Pokemon from Pokemon Black and White. Alright, so... And then it's actually a really cool scene. Euron's just having the time of his life, yelling and laughing and killing people. And then he kills the Sand Snakes. He takes Alaria for...
He kills two of the 3 Sand Snakes.
Oh, sorry, yes. He kills some Sand Snakes. Takes 2 of them, and then he captures Yara, and he's like, Theon, come get her. And Theon... resorts, and Alfie Allen's probably the best actor in the show, and you can see like through his eyes, and he's just fantastic as he goes back to Reek, jumps off the ship, and then that'll be Theon's redemption story in season 8 when he either dies killing Euron or saves and then dies because Theon won't survive. And then that's basically the first 2 episodes. Stuff happens, but none of it feels of any importance. Littlefinger just kind of does shit. The budget is wasted horribly. Things just feel pointless and stupid and horribly written. And do you have any final thoughts? This is a very not lackluster, but very just relaxed thing. Where just
I like episode 2. So this is the first season where like I didn't rewatch some episodes. Like every time like a season has happened after it's aired, I've always rewatched it. And episode 1 was one of those episodes that I didn't rewatch after the first time I saw it because it was like I wasn't missing anything. This episode 2 is definitely proof. Like they have like they have some sort of strategy building with Randall Tarley joining the Lannisters, and like he has a valid reason to join the Lannisters. Some stuff with Winterfell, I guess. You know, like again, they set scenes that maybe Sansa will betray Jon Snow, but as you know later on, it doesn't end up happening. The behind the scenes of the battle battle between the Greyjoys is just the actor playing Euron, whose name is like
some
Pontiff. He's like from like Iceland or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. And he just looks like he had the time of his life on set. Like this set of him like with his axe like swirling it around, like he's like pretending to chop people up. Other actors who are just like on their break, and his face is just like covered with like fake blood and dirt. And then like in the interviews, he's like my hips so big and their hips are so small, and I burn them. And
he's having the time of his life.
It's just nice to see someone there having fun. You know, you kind of get the sense that a lot of actors think they're better than Game of Thrones now because they're in crappy movies.
Yep.
So like maybe sometimes they don't really give it their all.
And this guy's having the time of his life.
This guy just is enjoying the hell out of his experience, and this is nice to see. I like episode 2. Unfortunately, I think after like episode 4 or something, it really starts to noticeably go downhill. Yep.
Episode 2 is okay. Again, the last scene is just kind of fun.
Yeah.
And it does have some good stuff. Episode 1, there's not much to happen. You can't really judge episode 1 because it's very in line with...
You need to set up these, like, you need to, like...
Yeah, you need it. You can't do too much in the first episode.
Because people don't, like... People have lives.
And don't rewatch the seasons.
Yeah, don't rewatch the seasons. So, you know...
you have to catch people up. You have to catch the 30 million people who watch each episode.
Again, it's just the bad... some of the bad writing. And the fact that people are enjoying it is what kind of bothers us.
Yeah, the fact that no one seems to be calling out these, like, glaring, like, holes in the writing and these glaring just issues it's really troublesome sometimes. And it really worries us for at least season 8, what's going to happen when it's going to be 6 episodes of battling. Like, how...
I mean, again, they were saying, like, oh, the season's going to have less episodes, but more battles.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess...
There weren't more battles, though.
There weren't. There were montages, that were obviously less expensive than like a Blackwater or Battle at the Wall or Battle for Winterfell.
I mean, goddamn, Battle of the Bastards is one of the best put things on television ever.
It's probably one of the best battle scenes, period,
ever
in film history. Yeah,
yeah.
It's amazing. Also like the battle, the battle between Jaime and Daenerys is also, I think, really great, which we'll get to later.
We'll get to, that's one of the 3 or 4. Yeah. So we'll get to that next episode of this. But just overall, I mean, we can't really judge. If you guys haven't noticed, this is a very relaxed.
Yeah.
Like, we're not usually like, we haven't, typically when we review something, we've seen this stuff within the last 2-3 days.
And we have notes.
We have
like detailed notes that we go off of.
Yeah, but right now, I basically just took down what happens, and then we're just kind of going off, because we have a lot of problems with it, and we kind of want to just get them out there, because a lot of people don't seem to have any problems, and it bothers us.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you enjoyed this type of review, we're going to be doing most likely another episode of this review with episodes 3 and 4.
Yeah.
Another episode with episodes 5 and 6, and then the final episode of this will be 4 parts. Episode 7 review, along with like episode 8 predictions, maybe, and then just a whole review.
Season 8 predictions.
Season 8 predictions, and then a whole kind of review of the season as a whole compared to everything else. So, I mean, this is a very casual. This is probably one of the most casual things you put out on this channel.
Yes.
Everything else will be more structured with more notes. So we just thought we probably should have given this before we started it, but I mean, this is just kind of like a fun thing, a relaxed thing we want to do. So, any final thoughts you have for this?
I kind of gave my final thoughts already.
Yeah.
Just go check out our other channels.
Go check out
our content. Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. You don't have to if you don't want to, but we'd very much appreciate it.
Yeah.
So that's all.
We don't need this channel.
Yeah.
But we would appreciate it.
We should also say, because I don't think we've ever given. We can do this right now, because this is incentive for getting the end of this video.
Yeah.
But we don't have any expectations with this channel. We're just kind of doing it in the long run. I mean, we make jokes about like, I don't know, money and stuff like that.
Yeah.
We don't really care. I mean, we're broke college students, but we're college students, so we'll make money and jobs after. We don't care about that stuff. It's just, we're kind of enjoying this as like a history and like a catalog of stuff we've liked, and like we can look back in like a year or two and say, I want to remember what I thought about this, and we can watch it, and it's just kind of fun. Matt and I,
feel free to comment, because we want to hear what everyone else thinks.
Yeah,
we want to build a community.
Yeah, we want to. I don't know. We want people to inspire people to check out movies too. So, thank you guys for listening.
To think critically and not just as
go watch Mother.
Sheep.
Go
watch Mother. Watch Wind River.
Watch Wind River. Logan Lucky.
Logan Lucky's great. But Jack season 4 is pretty good.
Season 4.
True Detective review.
Detective.
I'm gonna mention it every single review until
well, yeah. So thank you guys for listening.
Yeah. This review's kind of gone on a little bit too long.
Yep. So our next parts will most likely be out this weekend.
Yeah. Along with
Kingsman review will be out this weekend.
Yes.
We probably won't get to American Assassin.
No.
American Assassin, if we do see and we get a chance to see it this weekend, and we might tack it on at the end of Kingsman.
Yeah, or half-assed review.
Or we'll make a very short, like 5 to 10 minute review of American Assassin, where I'll go, hey, this is what we thought, if you want to go see it. I mean, it's been out for 2 weeks. So, again, I've said this for the 3rd time. Thank you guys for listening. This is Tyler.
This is Matt.
All right, goodbye. Peace out.